arrived where I'm standing right now, all of this was on fire. I mean, the flames were right here and coming across, and it hit the house.
We were thinking, okay, I'll hook up my pickup to the trailer and get the 3 horses here out. We'll get the dogs, get what we need, and leave. We still thought we had time. You know, we had no indication because the smoke actually didn't seem to be here yet, and the fire was ahead of the smoke.
At that time, the house was on fire and filling up with smoke very fast. And I grabbed some baby pictures off of our dresser, and Ransom and Cole had just graduated from Kansas State, and for whatever reason their diplomas were laying right there close by, and their honors cords, and I grabbed that.
Then things just seemed to happen really fast after that. Like there wasn't much time at all to be here.
Ashland was under siege. The entire town was surrounded by flames, and there were firemen fighting it from all sides. And the problem with the wind, just like we have wind here right now, it kept switching directions. So it would go this way, and I missed something over here, so the wind changes and it comes back this way. We have approximately 42,000 acres of grass, and danged if it didn't get all but a half section of it. So that distance geographically, you know, from corner to corner, would be over 20 miles.
The day after the fire, Mark and I went into every part of the ranch and through every pasture where there were cattle, and where there was wheat pasture and the cattle were there, they were fine. Some cattle were able to escape, but for the most part, wherever the cattle were just on grass alone, most of them perished. You just never think you'll ever see that kind of suffering of animals like that.
Got a few cows that aren't out of the woods, but they'll probably make it, but all in all, we lost 550 cows. And when you think about the loss of those cows, you know, you didn't just lose the cow, they were pregnant getting ready to calve, or they'd already calved and lost a baby calf. And so we look in the whole county, and it's a little bit hard to estimate, but I heard our veterinarian, Dr. Spare, say, and the early reports were 6,000 to 10,000, and I think that's still in that range.
Many of these ranches had just moved into calving pastures in the last 2 to 3, 4 weeks. So they were fresh pastures, hadn't had anything on them for a year. Well, there's no way to move a set of cows that are calving, get them all moved out of the pasture when all of a sudden we have a wind change and you got 20 minutes to get cattle moved. These ranches had devastating losses of livestock, fences, and grass, and so there's been leaders within our community reaching out, coming alongside of those people that are affected.
I've heard the word devastation and catastrophe and disaster, and I like the word opportunity, hope, look to the future. And I've told a lot of people, if you can't see God in all of this and Him sending so many amazing people to help us, honestly, I have a better opinion of my fellow man today than I did prior to March 6th. The overwhelming response has been, there's trouble, and we're going to help you. And my goodness, they have.
I would love to go and repay that to somebody. We've just been strengthened by, you know, the prayers of others, the voices of friends from afar, and those coming to help, and just, you know, that's carrying us through, and it's just an amazing experience.
A lot of people have asked me, well, how are you going to rebuild? And we have our plans in place, and we have things scheduled from locating a herd to transfer a lot of embryos in, and doing a lot of work with heifers that we were planning to breed and sell. Now we'll put embryos in them and use them as recipients to replace those lost cows. But I think the bottom line for all of us is it'll be one day at a time, and it won't be overnight. How will we do it? We don't know, but we will. We will.